social media is indeed changing the way brands connect and build relationships with both prospects and customers. And we're moving towards a more balanced paid, owned, and earned ecosystem, really allowing brands to build conversation and relationships at multiple points of the customer decision journey. Increasingly, we're seeing that brand perception and loyalty is being formed through these new engagement models. And it's really forcing marketers to relook at their measurement frameworks and the technologies that they can leverage to support and measuring their campaign effectiveness. So what we've seen right now is that there's still quite a bit of ambiguity when it comes to actually, how do I measure success?
We've been at this for 5 years, and we started with a blog. This is kind of pre-Facebook, pre-Twitter, pre-everything as far as social goes. So we started with a blog, and I pitched this to the CEO of Kodak, and the president, and the whole 30 executive staff, and it was the same things that you all hear, I'm sure, like, well, what's it going to give for us? People might say bad things about us, Can we just have blogs without comments? And I said, no, blogs without comments is a web page, We got that, So we really need to embark on this. And then, we might let some intellectual property out. It's like, don't worry, we'll talk to lawyers, we'll talk to marketers, we'll go get everybody aligned, and we're going to go do this. And it was supportive in that we were a digital company, or moving to a digital company at that time. And so we have to be digital, we have to act digital, we need to be in this space.
How did you get them to cross the chasm?
We didn't start with, here's a social media team of 11 people and go do this stuff and here's what you're going to produce out of it. We started with one, all right? That was me. And then we proved our way and measured things along the way. And that's what you're all interested and anxious to hear about. And added resources as we went along. A chief blogger, a chief listener, expanded to other countries. And now we have 20 people contributing, or 35 people in 20 countries contributing to the social efforts. And we landed on reach, participation, influence, and impact, right? I actually brought, this is our dashboard. It can be measured. See, but we landed on these, got everyone to understand that, and then my team is embedded within the marketing organizations and the PR organizations to actually bring these insights to those teams. And I actually dug up a stat within Twitter saying the word, Kodak, K-O-D-A-K, in 2010, I think it was used 470 million times the impressions that people saw that. That's our brand, right? Forget about photography and imaging and printing and all those other things. That's even larger. But even just the name Kodak. And if we're not paying attention to that, that's a miss for our brand management, our company, and it's opportunity lost, actually.
And so leveraging social as a way to activate
Sure.
that brand. Can you just go into that a little bit more as to
Sure.
what strategies?
So, when I started this off, it was like, what's the worst thing anybody could say about Kodak? Defunct, okay, I've heard all old, blah, blah, Argyle socks, I've heard it all. In my word, it's close to irrelevant. It's nothing, right? Because if people aren't even talking about you, you're not even in the game, right? So if you say you're old, you're defunct, I can say, well, geez, you're late to digital is another one I've always heard. And I said, that Kodak actually invented the digital camera in 1975, and we have all the original patents to, support this. Back then, it was about the end benefit, grandmas, puppy dogs, babies, that's what Kodak memories, Kodak moments, that kind of thing. It wasn't about the technology of film grain and things like that brought those to you. So it's kind of unnatural for us. So people don't give us credit or understand our innovation. Now then you can talk about, well, geez, if you invented it back then, why didn't you do something about it? And that's a different story. But also you have to think about it in the context of the time. There was no personal computers, there was no internet, all the other things that go around that. So that's one of the very first things that we started with. And then you could measure how far is that impact going? Is it changing some of those perceptions of key influencers and people, and just making people aware of these stories?